on TV, but nicknamed Son of Jarrell or Superman, wasn't very super, Cass, in the Baker match. And starts with a strike. Absolutely perfect response to what happened to him in the Baker game.
Yeah, he's playing a totally different line here. See how far left his feet are on the approach. He's trying to open that lane up, get himself a wide hooking angle, which he's managed to do. Controls it perfectly. And look at the look of determination on his face.
Perhaps it was a wake-up call, the Baker game for him, which ultimately hasn't proved too expensive. USA now level at 1-1. So here's Paul-Moor, the left-hander. I thought he'd gone a bit heavy into the headpin, you know, but he still takes away the strike.
A much wider angle from Paul-Moor, the only left-hander in the tournament. Plays right down the left-hand edge. And as the ball comes off the yacht, it really grips the lane and comes in.
Perfect start from both players. Getting that glare of focus from Chris Barnes. And finds the pocket again. Double from Chris Barnes.
A pretty fortunate shot there. You could tell by his body language that he thought that was slightly lucky. 7-pin was the last one to go. Didn't quite make the pocket. It was a light hit. And it really did mix him around. And that is a bonus.
Paul-Moor, how can he respond to the double from Chris Barnes? Well, he can't respond with a double of his own. Leaves up the 7-pin.
Well, there didn't seem very much difference between that shot and the last shot that struck. Just the angle that he came in wasn't quite right. The 4-pin jumped all the way around that 7-pin. Left it standing solid in the corner.
Well, that's the beauty of the game, isn't it, really? Is that element of fortune that there is. Sometimes you think you haven't made the pocket and you carry all 10. Another time you think you have and the stubborn one stays up, but takes away the spare. But it's advantage Barnes.
A gentle little shot from Paul just to take the spare away. Didn't put... Of course, not only these bowlers fighting one another, they're fighting the lane. The lane's reacting under these television lights, which blaze vast amounts of heat down onto the lane oil, which then moves around.
Oh, that was terribly heavy. Came in too soon through the headpin.
And of course, the shot changes. A player may play 2 or 3 shots and get it pitch perfect, and then the oil moves. It either moves down with the ball, it moves sideways with the heat, and he doesn't get the same reaction. So he's then got to regroup, possibly change his line, move his feet around, changing all the time. And there's only 10 frames to go, and we've already had 3 of them. Looking to make the 3-6-10 spare, which he does with a nice straight ball.
Yeah, never in doubt. Confidently takes the spare away. Still in the driving seat
to make the double. This one he wants to really bury in there as well, right in the 1-2 pocket for the left-hander,
and finds it
just like that. Great looking shot. Doesn't look very much difference from the last one when he only got a spare. Great looking angle. Great ball speed from Paul-Moor as well. Taking his time, gently stroking it down the lane. Nice bit of rotation. Carries all 10. How great is that?
Part of Team USA and then also the Weber Cup team. That's one of the most enjoyable and satisfying things we do in bowling. On the PBA Tour, it's largely individual, and when you win, there's not really that many other guys happy for you. So to do this and be able to share it with teammates and in some cases your whole country, it's a much more enjoyable and satisfying experience.
This is developing into a really good contest, as we thought it might be, between Paul-Moor and Chris Barnes. Carries a strike. Third strike from 4 frames for Chris Barnes. And now Paul-Moor has to answer.
Yeah, better reaction there.
European Bowling Tour champion 3 times, Paul-Moor. 11 EBT titles. And he's left up the 7-pin again. Groans all around the Barnsley Metrodome.
Well, spectators and Paul were hoping that the messenger was going to come across and chip that 7-pin away. And the Americans watch on. Bernie White, referee of the match and the tournament, just taking some notes. Paul-Moor's got a 7-pin to spare. Just ease off on the rotation. Hard and straight. That's good enough. That's all you need to do for those corner pins.
Level up for the USA. It's advantage Barnes at the moment. Makes the strike.
Turns the 17-pin lead into a 27-pin lead. And hits the double. He's so far left on that approach. Look at that, really trying to open this lane up. Get a great reaction in the back end. A little bit high on the head pin. That's why the 4-pin has just tripped at the last. But that's good enough.
Remaining focused the whole time. Sometimes to have a disaster in your opening game can prove to be a bit of an advantage for you. It focuses you immediately. Can Paul-Moor respond? And again, he's left up the 7-pin.
Yeah, that 7-pin standing because Paul is playing so wide down the lane and the ball is breaking late. It's coming up into the pocket to all intents and purposes, looking good. Just a fraction light on the angle as well. Leaves the 7-pin standing. Or the angle that he's coming in at. 7 pins he can spare all day, but they're no good to him.
Especially the way Barnes is striking out at the moment. 4 strikes, as you can see there, from the opening 5 frames. It is looking good at the moment for the USA. But he has to keep it going, Chris Barnes.
Oh dear, oh dear.
That's the kind of thing we were talking about.
That is a 2-8-10 split. Now the ball, as we saw, was working, it was rotating, it was coming up to the pocket, and it just didn't make it. And it didn't
it? Didn't catch any others at all. And you're absolutely right, Cass. Open frame. It's always going to take something special for it not to be. And a shrug of the face there from Tim Mack. He knows that there's a chance now for Paul-Moor to turn this around. It was all looking rosy, wasn't it, for Chris Barnes? Looked as though he'd eradicated the early demons from that opening match. 4 strikes in the first 5 frames, but an open frame in frame 6. Can Moore take full advantage? No, he can't. That stubborn 7-pin again.
Wayne, you sound very surprised.
3 frames in a row, Cass. The 7-pin has stayed up.
As I mentioned, it's the angle that ball is coming in. Paul is going to have to do something different. And yet again, he's made the spare. He could do that all day, as I mentioned, but he's not going to win the game by doing that.
And the 3rd spare in a row. But he hasn't struck out now since the 3rd frame. Paul-Moor. 242 maximum for Barnes, 238 for Moore. Really touch and go.
But Paul-Moor is playing really well. He's hitting the pocket on a regular basis and just not kicking out that corner pin.
Can Barnes get back on the strike trail again? It broke very early, Cass.
Across the headpin to what we call the Brooklyn side. And Chris is a little bit all at sea here. He's not consistent in his shot. He's made 4 strikes. Hard and straight, takes the spare away.
Yeah, never in doubt. Not what he was looking for.
And it's probably actually the lane condition that's changing. His ball was breaking early there. Now, Paul-Moor, are we going to predict a 7-pin standing off of a good pocket hit? The odds are on, yeah.
Not this time. Oh. And listen to the reaction. Strike for Paul-Moor, just when he needed it.
Yeah, put the commentator right back in his place, didn't he, with a great-looking shot. Cut the speed down a little bit, high on the headpin, gets a great reaction, and it's the 10-pin that's the last one to go. Just what he needed. Gives him the opportunity to make a double.
Just what he needed, Chris Barnes.
Well, it was absolutely perfect, wasn't it? Just that one was so good. Great extension, steady at the line, lots of rotation on the ball, got the width. Got the reaction in the back end, carried all 10. That's a much better shot. Just going to put a few more of those.
Look on the face of Chris Barnes is one that we've seen all too often on the PBA tour.
It's that sort of why me look, wasn't it?
Exactly that. Yeah, another strike and the double for Paul-Moor.
Great looking shot. Paul-Moor takes the lead with that double. 6-pin lead. He's got 2 strikes in a row.
Extraordinary. It looked as though it was going to cost him the victory here, but maybe not now. This is a massive shot for the world champion.
His approach is tight against that ball return. He can't move any further left on the bowling approach.
And he's left the 7-10, has he?
I'm afraid he has. That's just unbelievable, isn't it? The 4's laid in front of the 7. The 6 has gone round the 10, and that's going to be an open frame. Now, just watch this.
No, that is awful. I thought for a second, you know, that the 7 was going to drop. Oh, it has. It has dropped.
Well, we were both wrong there, because we're sitting out in the car park and can't quite see the pins from here.
Well, that was a huge sigh of relief for Chris Barnes and the Americans that 7-pin decided to topple over.
That's what you call pin action. He still doesn't look satisfied because he really wanted to strike there to make the double. It gives Moore the opportunity to extend his lead. Yeah, local boy, the crowd's on his side. One good one, Paul.
And he gets it. 3 in a row. Terrific stuff from Paul-Moor. And he really has pulled this game back from the brink, Cass, after the first 5 frames. It was looking like Barnes all the way.
Fantastic looking shot. Yeah, as you say, great recovery. That's the situation. Paul-Moor in the driving seat, going into the...
Well, that's frustrating for Barnes. Shake of the head. He feels the bowling gods are against him today.
Well, he almost threw that one out the window. He's lucky to make 9. Just leaves a single pin, which he spares. He will earn the bonus ball, and with a strike can make 201. Yeah, but he still had the memory of that Baker game in his mind. He's finished on 201. He's hit 6 strikes. Big open frame in the middle just wasn't enough.
It's Chris Barnes on top form, and at the moment, that is far from happening.
Tim needs all the Americans to be red hot. It's Paul-Moor red hot, absolutely. 4 strikes in a row, earns himself 2 extra shots in the 10th frame, and the game is won.
And he can start to showboat a bit now, Paul-Moor. Comfortable.
Actually, I haven't seen a shot out the pocket. This could have been so close to being a 300 game, couldn't it? That could have been 10 strikes in a row, and the crowd appreciate it. Looking for another 10.
Oh, and it's the 7-pin again, just to remind us.
Dear, oh dear.
It's been the bane of his game, the 7-pin. 3 frames in a row, 4 through till 6. And for the 4th time, it stays up.
Oh, look at this. Left-hander, just flat, 1 finger, dead straight.
Oh, and misses it. No matter.
226 is a great game, and it's a great victory.
Really good victory for Paul-Moor then over Chris Barnes, and Europe regain the lead by 2 points to 1.